Hey, it's Matt with Walden Glove. We're back again with another special. We're talking about Yumomi today. A lot of guys who run the equipment for our big league teams that we love so much, they've been dipping gloves for years. So now you get a little bit of an intro to it. You can do second base style. You can do a utility outfield style with a big, deep pocket with flared out this way. We can do a smaller glove, but broken in also with a little bit of a deeper, wider pocket. And then we can go with like an 11.5 glove, the 1786, and we can go full wide and somewhat deep too, all at the same time. So shape it how you want it. So I wanted to show you the result first and talk about what Yumomi is. Yumomi translates as water massage. Very easy, water massage. So it's a full dip of the glove in a bucket of water. We use it to shape the glove. It's not really the break-in, it's more of the shaping. I want to show you a final, getting close result here. This is an AZ Glove Lab glove, and this is a utility model. It's been broken in to have a wide, large, deep pocket. The pocket is really down here. I've got a nice flat heel, and I've got the pinky side really turned in this way. And I've done that because I want my pocket to be all the way this whole area. So if I catch it towards the pinky side, if I catch it towards the thumb side, it's always gonna end up right in the middle of the glove, not in the corner of the pocket. And it's gonna close with the thumb in between my pinky and my ring finger. And that's how I like to do my gloves. You know, most of my gloves, that's how I like to personally do it. You know, outfield, utility player, first base, I like a little deeper pocket that's right in the middle of the glove. Let me show you what it looks like when I throw a couple. When we talk about the shape, Yumomi process allowing us to shape the glove, we really want this type of pocket where the index finger floats above with the web, and we're catching it with our middle, ring, and pinky finger. We're really wrapping the ball up. And you can see that's what it looks like when you catch the ball. You can see it's really important that you do all the work in the shaping stage, because the glove comes out, it's still stiff, and that's something to talk about. I think there's a misconception that when you water treat your glove, including a full dip in water, that it's gonna come out and it's gonna be soft and it's gonna be broken. This glove is stiffer than all stiff. I can show you, you know, doesn't move around, it's not floppy. There's no flop here. It can barely even still close. So dip your gloves. If you want to dip your gloves, dip your gloves. Don't be, you know, going off of information like this ruins gloves. Like if you have a $250 glove, let's say like an A2000, that's better leather, more leather, less super skin, you're gonna be able to dip it. Anything, if it feels like it's a little heavier weight, and it's, you know, it's a case-by-case basis, but if it feels like it's stiff and it can do it, I would do it. A good question is, what's the difference between the Yumomi full water dip, a traditional water treatment, and then steaming? It really comes down to work time. When you fully submerge the glove, you have several minutes to work it and the glove stays wet. So when we take it out of the bucket, You can sit there and massage in your break points. You can play with your flares. You can play with your web and get your web and your index finger working as one. So you can sit there and do all this manipulation to the glove without causing it to crease up because it's wet. And if you do get creases, you can just rub them down and the creases come out. So it allows you to shape the glove to a level that you can't do other ways. When you do a water treatment, usually the palm starts to dry out. Once the glove starts to dry out while you're shaping it, you kind of have a little bit of a problem there where you're going to start to get excessive creases and maybe not be able to work the shape to the level that you would like. With steaming, depending on how you do it, usually steaming is a higher temp for a shorter amount of time. In my experience, steaming can cause a lot of wrinkles all over the glove, and I think it also penetrates too hot, too fast, and then it dries very fast because you have this hot steam in the glove. It's for a moment very pliable and then it dries, and I think that seems to deteriorate the leather, in my opinion, just a little bit. There's ways you can steam at lower temps, you know, that can open the glove up, you know, post Yumomi or during the shaping process. You know, if you want to kind of open it back up, you can, but I would be very careful with steaming, especially this outside shell. Like, to me, I want my palm to get soft naturally, and I want my shell to retain some structure. So talking about structure, I wanted to show kind of which gloves I would look at for Yumomi and why. So this is a Marucci. This is great, you know, C-type capital series. I love the colorway. But this is a glove I would break in by playing catch or a traditional dry break-in. The leather is pretty pliable straight out of the box, and we can see on the finger structure there's not a lot of structure. They add the structure in as it gets deeper towards the palm, but generally speaking, this is a pretty soft glove just from a structure perspective, not even the leather, just the internal felt, the welting is soft. This is gonna break in pretty easy. When we go to some of the higher end gloves, here's a Wilson A2K, again, boom. They've got the double welt thing, but beyond that, the felt, the internal pieces are stiff. So when I feel gloves, I'm looking for quality to find stiffness up here. This is a rolled smooth welt, but it's still nice and stiff all the way through the whole finger. That would tell me, okay, this is a good glove to do Yumomi on. I've got a Rawlings up here that's similar. This is a Pro 1000 HC. This is just a model that, you know, I like. It's a 12-inch model. This is a collector. I haven't messed with this yet, but this would definitely be a good candidate for a full dip. This is our rough split welting. Anything that's got the rough split welting is gonna be stiffer automatically. So most of your Japanese gloves made in Japan and some of your Horween or smaller run Heart of the Hides, Pro Preferreds, they have the split rough welting. You know, sometimes Wilson used to make with the split rough welting in black, which is super sick. So instead of having this white stripe, you have a black stripe. So I'm a big fan of the split, the rough welting. So anything that's got a stiffer structure is gonna be something that you can feel safe to do the full water dip on. So after we dip it, we have to let it dry. It's really important to let it completely dry. There's a lot of water in the glove. Even when we're done, we're hitting it, you know, we wanna squeeze out the palm pad. We wanna try to squeeze out any water that's left in the felt inside the glove. But it's gonna take a day, 2 days, depending on the humidity where you live, your drying area. But it's important that we hang it from the wrist and from, you know, some spot that's not gonna pull your glove apart. You know, if we hang it from the web or the laces, we're gonna get a really funky bend, and it's gonna dry with that bend. So that bend's gonna be something you're gonna have to work out for quite a bit of time. So, you know, even a lot of people think they wanna do it this way so the water drains out. It's actually better to hook it somewhere through the wrist. Either side's fine. You just don't want it pulling out and warping the glove. So once it's dry, we go to our next step, which is very important. So here is an A2K. This was dipped at the same time as the Trinity glove. This has like maybe one more night of throwing the wooden ball into it and one catch session. So I played catch with it yesterday. You can see that it's pretty shaped right now. When I had it nice and warm from throwing the ball, I could get in there and get my fingers in here against the bottom of that thumb hinge and really start to work that. Again, working it like kind of vertical. I'm doing it mainly with my hand in the glove. I haven't really had to take this off the hand and fold it and smack the break points up. And that's allowed me to get this like real deep bowl shape. But actually the pocket's still not that deep. It's pretty flat. It's flat, but it's just wide. And you know, the ball catching surface is like this whole area that's underneath the fingers all the way into underneath the web. So you can see like right there, and it still has this kind of web and the index finger working as one. And wearing it two in the pinky with the one finger out, you know, I'm not hitting my hand at all. I played pretty good catch with a guy that throws, you know, reasonably pretty hard still, and I was really loving the way that it's feeling. I love the Yumomi process and the result. You know, the result for me is hard to beat. The level of shaping you can do to get the glove really shaped to a specific shape, and then also the stiffness. Like, this is still a very stiff glove. I can now start off the glove's life this way. I can go play catch now, and it's gonna keep reinforcing this specific shape. And you can pick many different shapes. And you can pick a more traditional, a single hinge shape, a more, you know, fold it like around the ball type of shape. For me, this is the shape I like. This is how I did it. And I'm loving this glove.